Welcome back to another episode of Why Western. We're here with Eason Comer. Eason, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Good, good, good. Thank you so much for being a part of the Why Western podcast. So you're a member of the track and cross country team. So what are some events that you do
Yeah, I do. So for cross, we do the 8K and 10K. So we'll do 8K up until regionals, and then regionals is when we switch to the 10K. So and then for track, 8, 15, 3K steeple.
man? So you're just doing it all, man.
Yeah,
You're
trying.
ready to go. Awesome. Well, again, thank you so much for being with us today in the podcast. So just to give you a little rundown, today we're going to be talking. This is all about you. So
All
we're going to
right.
be talking about kind of what got you into track and field and cross country, kind of your process, the recruiting process of when Western came into the picture, and ultimately why you chose Western. And we'll talk more about the team as we go along. But first things first, how did you get into track and field and cross country? You know, a lot of people do not like running,
Well,
so
yeah.
you are like, sign me up.
Oh, well, I mean, no one ever just like wants to get into running. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
one of
yeah,
those things you do on the side, and you kind of just like realize you're good at it, and you're like, well, I got to do this now.
for sure.
So, but yeah, it started for cross country. I started fifth grade,
Oh,
just
young.
just just running for the team, and it wasn't really anything like special until probably I'd say eighth grade. I got third at our state meet in cross, and that's kind of when I realized like, okay, I can do something with this. And then, but like what really got me into it, like sticking with it, was mostly my sister because she ran too. She's my twin sister, and she used to be better than me, and I hated that.
You used to be, she's not
Hated
anymore.
that. She's not anymore. Well, it's arguable, but I don't think she
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
anymore. But yeah, she got me like to like really focus in on it. Yeah, and then I kind of started running through high school, like here and there. Like I wasn't really taking training as serious as I probably should have. Which I do regret, but it's whatever now.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
here. So um but yeah, I started running like throughout high school while playing other sports. So it's still kind of like a back of my mind kind of thing. Like I was good at it and I wanted to do something with it, but I didn't know what yet. And then yeah, so that's kind of how I got into
Yeah, yeah,
it. And
yeah.
then we got track. I think my sophomore year of high school is when we like my school got track. So I wasn't able to run it till my sophomore year of
Oh,
high school.
wow. And so you finally get track sophomore year of high school. You're a kid in the candy store.
Oh
Like, what
yeah.
do you, how did that kind of, did you go into the ground running? Did like, no pun intended,
Yeah,
or
I mean, honestly, it was like something so new, and I really enjoyed it. But like we kind of had to beg for it because we growing up, like my sister, a lot of this like revolves around my sister, like my high school stuff. So she was like really good for cross, and we kind of realized like not a lot of colleges really want just cross country times. Like they need track times for you to get recruited. So we like kind of had to go to our athletic director and be like, hey, can we please get a team? Can we please run some meets and get some times up? And they did it. And I mean, for a while it was just us two on the team. And yeah, so I mean it was amazing to be able to run those meets, and it was fun.
that's awesome. I know we talked, when the cameras weren't rolling, we talked about how big your class size was. So just
Yeah.
just so they know at home, like how what was your graduating class
Yeah,
again?
about like 25. Yeah.
25. So you really had to like bite tooth and nail to, or fight tooth and nails to get that track team on there to make sure
Oh yeah,
you're ready to
yeah.
go.
It was a process for sure, but we got it, so that's all that matters.
Man, yeah, for sure. And so sophomore year start doing track. So when did Western kind of get into the picture with recruiting? How did that look like? How did that start?
I mean, my recruiting process is a really like bizarre story. It's not like the norm. Going back to my sister again, of course, because uh, Western and a lot of other schools, my senior year, like they were mostly just like going after my sister. Like Trey, our old head coach, was like really wanted her here, so he kind of took us both on a visit and was like showing us both around and stuff. And I think after the visit, he kind of realized she wasn't gonna come here. So he kind of like offered me like a walk on position. Like he's like, you can have the roster spot. Um, and like just like walk onto the team if you want to. And I was like, okay. So I had like verbally committed to that, and I was like, okay, here I'm gonna go here. I'm verbally committed. I'm waiting for the paperwork to come in, and then I get a call from him. He's like, about that, we actually don't have any more roster spots available. So it's like, dang, I have to. So I started my whole search again for like a school, and then I was like kind of lost, and I was like, what am I gonna do? And I get a text from my teammate Sean Hudspeth. He's from like the area around me. He's from Marion, which is like an hour north of where I live, and so I've known him for a while. And I get a text from him, and he's on the team, and I'm like, he's like, Trey's leaving. Do you still want to come to Western? I was like, thank goodness. Yes, please. And so I committed here kind of with no coach and just like a hope, like holding on hope,
Yeah, yeah.
that it all work out. And I mean, it has. So
That's awesome. And
yeah.
so for you, like how obviously, it's a lot to go through, but like mentally, like how kind of what was that journey like, on, off, on like
It was stressful. Like the whole like recruiting, like going back into the recruiting process after I've already told all these coaches like, hey, I'm committed somewhere. Like it was stressful, but then like it was like a lifesaver because it was either this or like a school that I was gonna have to pay like 80 grand to go to, and I was like,
yeah.
I really don't want to do
Nope.
that, but I really want to run, and
Yeah.
yeah, so it was very stressful, but I mean, I'm happy it happened that way. So
And so for you, obviously, as a walk on, you're just willing and able and wanting to take that experience.
mhm.
So what were the biggest things you were looking for in a program?
Mostly like the atmosphere, team atmosphere. I needed to like the team. The coach was also a big thing, but like I said, I committed here with no coach, so it wasn't really um like in the pictures. But like when I came here on the visit with my sister, I got to run with a couple of the guys, Logan Lommel and Robert, and I got to run with them, and it was pretty good, and I really liked them, and they were kind of like the selling point for this, like the team atmosphere and all that is probably like my biggest selling point.
For sure. And so came in when there's no coach. Now you guys got a coach with Coach Rosado. How's it been with him?
Oh, amazing. Best coach I think I could have asked for, you know. He's definitely he knows what he's doing, and I couldn't have got a better person to come in because coming in like out of high school I wasn't great, and I feel like if any other coach but Rosado was here, I wouldn't be on the team
Yeah,
for my freshman year. So I think he definitely saved me, and he got me to the point where I am now, which is amazing.
that's awesome. Shout out Coach Rosado.
Shout out Rosado.
And so for you, obviously you said, it was kind of back and forth with Western. Finally came to picture, finally committed. But what was that? What were the first weeks like? No coach, like figuring it out. Like how was it all?
Um, so like throughout like you mean like throughout the summer, like whenever we just didn't have
Yeah, like
anyone
whenever you
here.
guys were all here.
Um, I mean it was fine. I had Lommel, which Logan Lommel, he was an older guy on the team, and I had him. He was pretty much like a coach and mentor when I didn't have a coach. He was like keeping me in check, making sure like I was doing what I needed to do and stuff. So he was here, so it wasn't too bad. But like I know for a while there we were all stressed out about like, are we gonna get a coach? When are we gonna get a coach? Who's this coach gonna be? And
For sure.
yeah,
And so
so
then you guys finally got the news, Coach Asado, everything lined into place. And so for you, when did you realize, like, whether, it was your visit or whatnot, but when did you realize Western, like, okay, I'm in the right spot. Like, this is for me.
yeah, I think it was my visit. I just it was just like it was such a hectic but like good visit. Like I think there was a tornado going on outside whenever I was here, and there was just so much going on. But like I'm not from like the biggest place in the world, so small town. So this place was kind of perfect, not too big. I already knew a couple people here, and it was like pretty much just a really easy decision. Like yeah, this is the place I want to be.
For sure. And so what or who or what kind of made you like what was who had the biggest impact on that decision for you? Was it, your sister there? Was it just seeing the place yourself? Was it like working with teammates,
Um,
family?
Honestly, probably just seeing the place, like, and the teammates, of course. I think it helped that like coming in, I knew a guy on the team, which was very helpful. just to be able to like connect with the other guys pretty quickly. And it seemed like the first week I was on campus that I've known these guys for years. Like it just seemed like I was supposed to be here. So
For sure. That's
yeah,
awesome. And so obviously, like you were saying earlier, you were talking, you committed to Western, and then you had to tell all these other coaches like, sorry.
yeah.
And then, you scrambled. But how, like what made Western different compared to those other schools?
Um, the team, yeah. Everywhere I looked, there was kind of like some coaches I didn't really enjoy, and then there was like some teams that like just didn't hang out like outside of practice. I'm like, how are you gonna spend 4 years here and just not
Just not
hang
with
out
friends.
with your
Yeah.
teammates? And I think that this place had like Western had just like a great atmosphere when it came to like all the guys like knowing each other and hanging out with each other and talking to each other, and that was like definitely my biggest selling point on like when I was looking for schools, like what I wanted from a school is like I just really care about like the team culture because I don't want to come in here and struggle to make friends because none of my teammates want to hang out with me. Like I just didn't want that.
For
So
sure.
that's probably it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so obviously, we've been talking a lot about the athletic part of Western so far, but how has Western helped set you up for success in the classroom and outside once you're done with track and cross country?
Yeah. I think honestly the like as an exercise science major, being able to like go to all my classes are in Brophy, the same building. So it's really easy. I know all the professors there and by now and I'm only a sophomore. I mean, everything's really small, which is like really good for me because I don't think I could survive with like lecture hall classes and stuff like that. So I think just having like that connection with the professors and all the people like around me definitely help with like my academics. And then there's like Coach Matt who's like keeps my grades in check and stuff like that. So
Keep you in line.
yeah, he's making sure I'm doing what's good for me.
For sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, our next segment that we want to do is more rapid fire
All
questions. So these questions, answer as honestly as you want, but these questions are just about you, your teammates, just getting to know you
right. Okay.
better. So the first question for you is, who is your favorite teammate?
Favorite teammate. I'd say Robert Perry. Definitely. He's definitely been there with me for the longest. He helped me get like used to Western when I first got here. So yeah, it's definitely Robert. Yeah.
Awesome. Next question is, what is the hardest practice drill? And then explain the
Oh,
drill a little bit so that way, the viewers, they can get a little bit background to it.
like hardest practice like drill?
Yeah,
We
like
don't really do drills.
so like what I guess
Workouts?
just yeah, maybe workouts.
Okay. Probably 1Ks. I don't really like 1Ks that much. It's just fast and a lot longer than I like to run.
Next question for you. What's been the best road trip that you've been on here at Western so far?
Oh, probably our trip to Oklahoma State for cross regionals this year or last year, I guess. But that was long and I was tired and but it was fun. So I got to sit in the van for about 12 hours with a bunch of the guys. So I mean,
Just locked in.
yeah.
That'll bring a band of brothers there. Next question is, what is your go-to pregame song? So what song or pregame meet song? So what song are you listening to get you in the zone, get you hyped?
I don't really have a certain song, but I do have this rap playlist, and I really like a boogie with a hoodie.
Boogie.
Yeah. That's who I listen to a lot before my races.
Okay, locked in,
Yeah.
headphones on, boogie with a hoodie blasting.
Yes.
Awesome. Next question, or last question for you for rapid fire is, what's one word you would use to describe Western?
Ooh, dang, this is a hard one. Um,
In the hot seat now.
yeah, I know. Special. Say special, yeah.
Special,
hmm
awesome. You want to explain that a little bit?
it's different than any other place I've been, but it's very accepting. Like I haven't really met anyone who has been like really mean to me or anything, so it's special.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing I like that you brought up earlier is that, like, being on a team or being on a squad that you're able to make friends with,
hmm
being able to interact. And so how has that been, being able to interact with the guys um, on the team this season and being able to just
Oh,
kind of be a band of brothers?
it's great. Yeah, coming in, it's like you're thinking to yourself like, I hope these guys like me, because if they don't, then I'm cooked. But yeah,
Like
no,
high school all over
yeah.
again.
And I came in and they acted like I've been here for years. So I mean, I was the only guy coming into my class, my freshman year. So it's not like they had to deal with like a bunch of little freshmen. It was just me.
For
So
sure.
they kind of just took me in under their wings, and yeah, I just felt at home.
For
Felt like
sure.
it felt normal.
And so one thing I like that we were talking before the camera's rolling as well is what that you're the only healthy distance runner right now on the squad.
Yeah.
And so but you still have like the support of everybody around you telling you like you got to keep going. And so that's awesome to be able to hear that. And so how has that been for you to know like you're representing?
Well, yeah, it's honestly been kind of fun. I wish my guys were here with me, at the meets and stuff, but it's kind of helped me be able to like set a new mentality this year, kind of be like, well, I guess I'm the last guy standing. I got to do this.
Yeah,
I got to
yeah,
show out. But yeah, it made me like have a whole new mindset about this season coming in, knowing that like I might be the only guy on the distance squad competing at conference. So it's like I got to do something. Like I can't be mediocre. I guess I got to be great there. So
for sure.
yeah,
And so how has it been like for you this season? Obviously, with the injuries it's kind of a little more rough, but like overall, how do you feel like you're doing?
I think I'm doing great this season. I've ran faster than I've ever ran this season. Coming off of indoor, had a great indoor season. Coming into to outdoor with the steeple. First year running. Think I'm ranked like top 5 in the OVC right now for steeple. So hopefully going into conference, I'll be looking at a medal is what I'm hoping. But
Awesome.
I think that this is definitely a year that I can show out and show like people that like, hey, Western could be in this, you know?
Yeah, yeah, we can hang
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
And so for you, obviously, we've talked about a lot of the goods, we talked a little bit about the injuries, but what's been the biggest challenge for you personally, not as a team, but for you?
Honestly, just like coming in and like my mindset coming in my freshman year was kind of bad. Like I coming out of high school, I definitely shouldn't have been Division 1 athlete. Like it was just a weird circumstance where they were trying to get my sister and I was there and like it kind of all worked out at the end, but like my times were not Division 1 material and coming in, I kind of like kept thinking to myself, I'm not Division 1 material. I can't be. So just like getting through that freshman year of like doubting myself throughout the entire season and seeing me like perform like somewhat poorly through indoor and outdoor like kind of hurt. And then coming in this year, I came off of the summer injured, coming into cross running terrible, and then finally indoor season came around and I was like, it's time to step up, and I started pulling out some good times, and then the mentality coming into this outdoor after a decent indoor season was like, okay, I can do this now. Like I should be here now. It's
Yeah, yeah,
time. It's time for me to lock in and show them that like I can be in these top groups. I can be one of these top runners.
for sure. And so how do you feel like your growth as an athlete been here? I know when I before this interview I was talking to Coach Matt and he was telling me like, oh no, he's grown tremendously and he didn't even know what a stride was originally,
Oh.
but now like,
Yeah.
you're here now. And so
Coming in, like I was, like I said, terrible. I didn't know anything about anything. And like one of the things Logan Lommel, my old teammate, would always say was like, tell me like stay naive. Like he'd say, I'd always try to ask questions. He'd be like, I mean, it's better for you just to like just listen and do it. So
yeah,
coming in with like being able just to not question coach about anything. Like I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. So just do whatever coach tells me to do. And that's what I've been doing since then. So I mean,
it's working out
it's
for you.
working out. Yeah.
Awesome. So for you, what's one moment? Obviously, the season's still going, but what's one moment you'll remember throughout the season?
Ooh, throughout like outdoor, just like
Like the
the
entire.
entire. Okay. Probably my 800 at conference for indoor. Um, it was like my first time like really like showing out of like last year. I struggled to be like break even like 2 minutes, and which is like a for Division 1. I mean, like that's like a given. You got to break 2 minutes in the 800, and then coming into indoor, I run my first 800. And it was on a 200 flat. track. So it was a two flat, but they converted to like a 158. And then coming into conference, I was just like, I got to go out with like these top guys, and I did. And I mean, I'll say it, I died like pretty bad, but I still ended up running like a 157, and that's kind of like got like the spark going, like, hey, I can do this,
Yeah.
like, yeah. So that's probably like my best thing, like I remember the most from the season. Yeah.
Awesome. And so for the team, what do you think, what makes this team special?
Oh, the chemistry. Yeah, I mean, like I've been saying, these guys, they're like a family. So, I mean, they have a house that we go to often, and we kind of just hang out outside of practice. But I mean, we act like we're siblings. I mean, we act like we're a bunch of brothers. So it's nice to have like a family just surrounding you and supporting you.
Just being there, helping
Yeah,
one
but they're
another.
not afraid to knock you down when they
Yeah.
need to.
It's that sibling rivalry.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, Eason, thank you so much for showing up to the Wild Western podcast and sharing a little bit about your story. We do have one more question
All
for you.
right.
And for this last question, we're gonna have you look at the camera. And
Okay.
so this last question is, what message do you have for the Leathernecks fans or any fan that have been following you and following this track and field and cross country team throughout the season?
Oh, well, thank you guys for supporting me throughout my years here. So I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome. Appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, thank you for having me.